St. Nicostratus, Sculptor, Martyr, 305, Pannonia. The bone-marked N belongs to Nicostratus, a Greek, who, when a child, was led captive to Rome alone with his mother and other Christians. The mother with many others was martyred, and the child was reared in paganism. He was a sculptor. I saw him at work with 3 companions. The sculptors used to dwell in a certain quarter of the city where lay numerous blocks of marble, and they worked in upper halls into which the light entered from above. They wore hoods, apparently of brown leather, to protect the face from the scraps of stone and splinters flying around. I saw Nicostratus and his companions getting marble from the quarries in which the Christians lived concealed. In this way they became acquainted with the old priest Cyril, who was full of cordiality and good humor. There was something about Cyril that reminded me of Dean Overberg, affable, kind toward everyone, even jocose, yet at the same time full of dignity. He converted numbers by his winning manners. Nicostratus and his fellow workmen had heard from Cyril and other Christians the history of Jesus and Mary. So they made a most beautiful statue of a veiled lady in long robes, who seemed to be scornfully seeking something. It was exquisitely lovely. Nicostratus and Symphorian put it upon a wagon drawn by an ass, and took it to Cyril. "Here," said they, smiling, "here is the mother of your God seeking her son," and they set down the statue before him. Cyril was charmed with its beauty. He thanked them, adding words to this effect that he would pray that she would also seek and find them. Then their joking would be changed to seriousness. This he said with his kindly smile, and the youths took it, as usual, in jest. But, as they returned home, a strange fear and emotion took possession of both, of which however they said nothing to each other. Some time after, they set to work on a statue of Venus when, by a miracle which I do not now recollect, they made instead of a Venus an inconceivably beautiful and modest statue of a female martyr. In consequence of this 4 of the young sculptors received instructions and baptism from Cyril. After this they made no more idols, though they still continued their occupation as sculptors. Actuated by faith and piety, they marked all the stone before using it with a cross, which wonderfully facilitated the success of their labors. I saw a statue of a holy youth bound to a column and pierced with arrows. A virgin kneeling before a block, her throat pierced by a sword, and a stone coffin in which lay the remains of a holy martyr who had been crushed to death under a marble slab. I saw a 5th sculptor, still a pagan, Simplicius by name, who said to them, "I adjure you by the sun, how is it that your work succeeds so well?" They told him of Jesus and how they always marked their stone with the sign of the cross. Whereupon, Simplicius, also, asked for instruction and baptism. The Emperor Diocletian highly prized the skill of these workmen, but, when it became noised around that they were Christians, he ordered them to make an idol of his Eusebius. On their refusal to do so, he commanded their arrest. They were taken before the judge and martyred. Their bodies were enclosed in leaden cases and sunk in the river. But after some days they were miraculously found by a pious man and buried, an inscription with their names being interred with them. These leaden cases did not sink near the shore, for fine holes were bored in them that the water might enter only gradually. A clay mold, about the size of a man, was put into a hole and a thin layer of molten lead poured around it. The mold was then withdrawn and in its stead the holy martyrs were put into the hot case and covered up, the holes were pierced, and it was thrown into the water. I saw the feast of these martyrs today, November the 8th, 1821, but I think the 7 is the real anniversary of their martyrdom. Amen.